right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Space Tomatoes podcast. I'm your host, Havok, and your other host.
I'm LX. Hello.
All righty, and today we have a special guest on with us, SheepReaper from the War Dragons community. Welcome to the show, Sheep.
Thanks very much, Havok. Good to be here.
Thanks for being on.
Alex.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
So, did you really quit first? Do you have an alt somewhere and you're like playing on the side, or?
No, I had a lot of accounts that I was given from team members that left, a couple of diamond accounts, but I made sure when I left, I actually had a rental account, so I went through Pocket Gems and did the transfer and gave it away. And then the other ones I just gave away, and I don't even remember the email or passwords now.
Very cool, man. All right.
Sometimes I feel like logging back in, but I don't remember it.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, I reckon so, man. It's just talking shit in the league chat anyway.
That's what it's for, I think.
It seems like that's pretty much what it is. It's just the shit talk, LC.
You always get those guys that come in on, technical error. You always get those guys that come in and just talk shit in league chat, with the old accounts and stuff, get invited there and hang around for the season or whatever until they drop down. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Are you guys still playing?
No, I quit in November of 23, and when I did it, I actually went through and transformed all of my towers, mages, everything into, ballista, cannon, trebuchet, etc.
The ballista is sort of the best build, then.
Yeah, there's not a single way of coming back from that without. Yeah, exactly. It's not worth coming back at that point. And I did that on purpose, right? I just did not want this to be a possibility for me.
Ballistas and ice towers and fire turrets. Yeah. Killer fucking setup.
Exactly.
Take out them noobs that attack you. You still beat some people.
That's true. It's true. When I did it, I actually had to keep, at first I wasn't going to do all that. But I had like 7.5 million troops or something. And so I was getting letting the team hit me for glory. But
how the hell did you get 7.5 million troops? I was lucky to have like 100,000 every time I was getting raked daily. I was just constantly training.
Well, we ended up fighting with some pretty high level teams quite a lot, I guess. And throughout my history, I completely forgot about all the instant trains. Completely. Totally forgot about them.
I had none that were gone. They didn't exist. I wish I had instant trains when I needed them.
Yeah, I ended up looking at one point because I was running out of troops and we were being actively attacked by oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the team. But it was, anyway, we were being actively attacked by a D1 team. And, I'm down to like 70K troops. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do at this point. So I looked in there and I was like, holy crap, I have so many of these things. So I just, boom, all of a sudden, like 5 million troops. I was like, whoa.
That would have been a dream for me. I probably would have lasted me at least a month.
Right.
Nice.
Right. In this case, maybe a week or something. I don't know. But yeah. So
I remember the days just getting targeted 24 hours nonstop, just calling everyone for troops.
That's exactly
reload.
Yep. Absolutely.
Someone's getting destroyed.
Where are you at now?
I'm in Papua New Guinea. I'm working over here. I was supposed to fly back to New Zealand today for my 2 weeks break, but boss man wanted me to work back, so I'm doing an 11-week swing, which is a bit brutal. A bit over it. I want my break.
Yeah. So you living in New Zealand, or I thought you were living in Australia?
I live in Australia, in Brisbane, but because I'm working like long swings and get asked to stay back and shit, my boss will fly me to New Zealand and back.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty good. It's not too bad. Yeah, I haven't pushed the limits yet. I need to fly to America and see if they'll pay for that one. Maybe attend one of Ghost's yearly functions
There you
at your
go. There
place.
you go.
You do it twice
Yep,
a year? Once a
absolutely.
year?
Once a year, right around November sometime. Yeah, we've done 7 years
I'm
of
totally
alpaca
down
now.
for that, man. That sounds so cool. And Yukon always goes along as well, eh?
Oh yeah, Yukon and Nas and Pinch and Sun and Ghost and LX and myself and of course the Mrs. LX and the Mrs. Havok and
Nice.
yeah, who did I forget?
Must be the Mr.
Who am I
Sheep. There's
forgetting?
no Mrs. Mrs. Sheep is a fictional character.
Well, you know, hey,
Barbarella.
here's plenty of opportunities in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, that's it. There's a few million.
Gotta love it. Just
Gotta
gotta
crack a
make sure
beer.
you brush up on the language, right? Ma, ma.
Speak it fluent, being Kiwi.
So it's 9 a.m. here in the States where we are. What time is it there where you are now? About
11 p.m.
10 or 11?
11 p.m. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
pretty
Yeah,
late.
this was
But
a
we had like a Mother's Day thing for work today, so we did a raffle yesterday. First prize was like a hotel accommodation, barbecue, bottle of wine. Pretty cool. Second prize was lunch or dinner with me. We went a bit crazy for that one.
ooh.
Some girl that works at some mine, not even a company worker, won it. I was like, what? I think I won the prize. I was like, damn. And then there was like someone donated a mobile phone, bottles of wine. So today we had all the money that they raised from the raffle. We went to a beach out of town and had a big cook up there and went swimming and bit of music and got the girls dancing for Mother's Day. It was pretty cool.
Sounds
So
like a
actually
good
came
time.
home after and had a bit of a nana nap, old age.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gotta get some rest in there, so you can keep going strong.
That's it. Turning 40 this year, man. I'm getting old.
40, man. I remember 40. I'd trade you. I'll trade you.
I'll wake up on my 40th and I'll be like, my back. Oh, my back. Just give out
yeah,
straight away.
wait until you end up with like a bad back at some point, and then they ask you, well, what did you do? And for
Yeah.
me, it was, well, I was putting my sock on, literally, just putting my sock on. Yeah, yeah. It
You got to get
is
a
what
better
it is.
story than that one, bro. You got to be like you're a fucking commando jumping out of a plane or some helicopter or something. Navy SEAL. I was on a
Right.
recon mission. Jumped off my dragon. The next minute, boom, my back. Couldn't run that dragon again.
That would be a better story than putting my sock on. That's for sure.
Yeah, my back's bugging too, man. I got like 3 degenerative discs, but that's just from like being young, working in building industry, carrying timber that I shouldn't have been carrying on my shoulders. These days, I'm like, nah, delegate.
There you go. Management. It's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. So how long, when did you quit War Dragons?
So I kind of quit because I had to quit. I think it was towards the end of 2022. I just got a job back in PNG, Papua New Guinea, gold mining on an island where there's really remote. It's called New Island. There's like a couple of different gold mines there. But there's constant thunderstorms and rain, and it's Wi-Fi, and it's really bad reception. So I literally can't play the game. So I tried to hand over leadership, but nobody wanted to take over the team. So that's why we decided to disband, because it's just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Otherwise, it still would have kept going. But it wasn't the same when after Dredge disbanded and Royal Road disbanded.
Yeah. Did you miss it?
Fuckers A&D stepped up.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, did you miss it at all? What did you do to fill your time?
I missed the team, and I missed wars. That was our biggest things, was team morale, and we did plenty of going for castles and stuff like that. But we really loved wars. We were big on wars. That was our fun thing, because no one really liked warring after that new war rules came out. But it used to be you could just murk out. You could send someone down to a lower league team, just run all their members through. So we used to do that a bit. But when they changed it, so you had to get your, what was it, 3 runs will get you 7 flames. Made it a lot harder, more challenging with the debuffs. And then the buffs, if you had you get the debuff on your elemental class as well. So it made it where you actually saw real flyers versus guys that were just spending heaps of money and pumping through, warrior dragons and stuff. So the hunters really shown. It was good.
Nothing wrong with an overpowered warrior.
What was that other one that come out? That new one, bloody Subtle Eye. I can't remember. Oh, weird dragons.
Yeah, I don't recall. It's been a couple of years for me now. So, but yeah, it was an interesting thing. I kind of think I had War Dragons withdrawals for a while.
Yeah, we loved like D1 wars. Anytime we come up D1, we'd like war them. And then we used to always get declared on to be like 6, 7 declares, shot back down to like Saf 1 or something. We're like, fuck. Dominate that, go back up again. And then it just stopped for a while. No one declared on us. And then I think it was Pirate Kings declared that was the best. They were like, you guys aren't shit. We're going to declare on you. And then they lost and got bumped down. And King Dread was like, even messaging Lee chat saying, shameful, man. Like, you guys deserve to get demoted. So this is the best day ever. Suck it. You suck it on your Dragon Force. No shame in that. One of my guys fucking wars here and just kick their asses. But yeah, we didn't muck around. We just warred all the time. So we were pretty well used to it. It would have been a dream to get like 50 on at one time. But I think the best we had was like 35 guys online at once.
That's not a bad.
Which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not a bad attendance. I mean, we would struggle to get 20 on, but different league, right? We played in Sapphire, so
and we'd go and map it out. So we'd allocate who they were going to go war against. We wouldn't just let them random pick it because we double ups or whatever. So before the war, we'd go and match them up and say, "This is who you're going to go for. Are you sure you can handle them? Do some practice runs, whatever." And yeah, we do it like that. So we had local rosters and stuff set up. It was fun as.
Who was your war leader?
I don't even remember. We had a few, man. I think Willy Wonka used to do quite a few. He used to run a fair few, but I used to run a lot of them too because I was in a position at work in Australia at the time where I could pretty much game at work. So it's like a sponsored gamer.
Nice.
I remember the boss coming down and saying, to ask me a question. I'm like, 1 second, I'm just in a war run. She stood there and just looked at me. Yes, I'm doing my fucking war run. I thought I'm going to get sacked. Nah, all good.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I think would have a very different outcome if I tried that at work, but hey.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't try it over here. I'd get my ass chewed out. Boss would send, but the boss is an old dude over here and he's like real old school stubborn, just like can't even go to like social events here where it's networking for suppliers or whatever. He's like, nah, if you go to that, get on a plane and fuck off back to Australia.
There you go. So LX, did you guys didn't tussle much with DF 101, did you?
Maybe in Atlas a little bit, but not so much, I don't think.
What team were you on again, Alex?
That one team.
That one
Which
team.
One? Oh,
Dread.
yeah. We had a few guys from Dread that used to just target us. Like, we never really got hit with Dread, but we had guys that constantly would come and pick at our castles. But fortunately, we had a lot of the warrior flyers come in, so we were actually really good defense. So we've got to shoot them down. I took out JL, triple defended with Zul.
Nice.
And destroy his ass. That was good.
I
was on like 0 hit points.
Your reputation is pretty good because you must have run a pretty good team because I tried to steal one of your players and they told me that you were the reason they couldn't leave. So
Yeah, we we were a pretty close knit team. We recruiting, obviously. You remember when they did like recruiting used to be kind of easy, and then they did that power thing where it was like it went off your power rating or whatever. So it made like a false sense of power rating. So you could be looking at someone that looked like a really good player, but they were actually shit house. Like they might have had like X amount of what do we call it, like power on their account. When you go and actually check their base out and stuff, it's like pretty weak. So it really got hard for recruiting. So I originally joined Dragon Force my housemate actually started Dragon Force. I lived with him in Australia, and then he palmed it off to me, and I was like, "You fucker, you cost me like 5 years of my life." But I was just a recruiter. I just recruited, and I've recruited the whole time. I spent so many freaking hours recruiting, man, spamming. So I love Yin Yang. They Ghosts used to give me shit. They'd all send me. I try and poach some of their players. They'd send me like poems and songs and stuff.
We did that every time we got like in like a big Atlas battle or whatever else. Ghosts like to call us the bunnies. And so
Yeah.
we'd all get the call, okay, everybody, animal facts time. And every player, especially the officers and the leaders, would get random animal facts on like penguins and whatever else.
I'd get like 20 mails of poems and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like, are you trying to recruit again, are you? Like, well, you got to recruit somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'd fly every base too and check it out before I recruited, because you had to in the end, because to see how strong it was. Couldn't trust the numbers. But no, like my team was, a lot of us flew together for a lot of years, and we were really loyal. We did like a lot of stuff in our team wiki. I spent a lot of money on videos, recruiting videos, and wallpapers for the guys for their phones, and avatar. But I give everyone an avatar, so I get one made up for them. It was all USD, so I probably spent like freaking $3,000 just on that over the years.
Would you spend more on War Dragons or beer?
Oh, beer for sure. I just paid my barber last night. It was like 3,500 kina. I was like, fuck, man. It's like 1,500 AED.
Wow. That's
like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks.
Gee, man, that's
But to
insane.
be fair, where I work here is like I'm based in Leh, and then there's 3 gold mines I support. But Leh's like head main camp sort of thing, and there's a bar here that's just open. There's no regulations, no rules. Drink what you want, have shots. And so when you're working 6-week swings and longer, it just gets boring here. So just drink every day. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, it's the life.
And I play. I don't play War Dragons anymore. But I play. Three from Strikers actually got me into it. Diablo Immortal.
Oh, okay.
So I swore I'd never play another game, but been quite enjoying Diablo Immortal. It's really fun. Yeah, I brought my Alienware laptop over here with me. Night shift. Chef's off the bed. Last man out.
Is that a PC game, or that's not a mobile game, right?
It's mobile, it's PC, and I don't think it's on console, but it could be. But yeah, it's mobile. I haven't done it on the PC yet. I should. I got this freaking $10,000 laptop here I hardly even use.
Does that have the same kind of model as War Dragons, where pay to play kind of thing?
I think any mobile game these days is really pay to play. It's all based off the same system, eh? It's just a money grab. Just depends if you like the game or not, really. If you want to invest in it. Right. I've actually spent bugger all on it, and I'm already like level 618 or something.
Does that have the same kind of? Sorry, I didn't mean it.
It is pretty similar. Obviously, like if I want to get stronger to do PvP, I need to drop money. But I haven't got to that far yet. I've just been solely going.
Does that have the same kind of team interaction aspect as War Dragons had? That was a lot of the pull for people. They like the team aspect and the interaction.
I I wouldn't say as good as War Dragons, where you're flying and you're backing up like that. It's not the same. It's more you're going as a group and run around with swords and spells and stuff. But it's not the same interaction as War Dragons. I think War Dragons is probably more fun for that team aspect, where you're backing up. You got your backers doing boosting your main towers or whatever. And then if you shoot someone down, you feel like suck it.
Yeah, especially
winner,
if you
chicken dinner.
especially if you get them before that 70% mark, right? You're like,
Exactly. You're like, gotcha.
Yeah, dropping on at 69.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they only got 3 chances.
Yep. Well, very cool. So what do you do?
So,
I mean, obviously you drink, a good amount, but you're a single guy, so why not? Out there living your life. But what else do you do for fun? Like outside of gaming?
I usually go on holidays, travel around, go fishing. When I'm back in Australia, I take a Mustang out, drive that. I got a pretty mean man cave set up, so it's pretty good. I'm pretty self-sufficient. But
Yeah, man.
I've hardly been back in Australia, so when I go back, my body just shuts down. So I just sleep for like a week. It's just no fun. Then I get like a week before I go back again and do another monster swing.
Very cool.
But no, I want to come to America. That'd be fun.
Yeah. You're welcome to come on out here if you want to.
Some of
the States are probably better on TV than they are in reality.
Maybe. I don't know. They're pretty shit on TV. I think it's pretty better in reality.
Then maybe you might not be disappointed.
Maybe not. I think I'd be happy. I like anywhere where I've never been before. It's like a new experience, So language and
I think it's interesting because we probably have our own conceptions of what Australia and Papua New Guinea is like, or New Zealand, and it's probably nothing like what we have in our head. That those of us that haven't been there, same thing. I'm sure.
Don't tell me they don't have orcs running around. And, I mean, I know that's going on. You can't hide that. It's true.
They do in PNG. They'll chop your head off. Certain places here, you want a pistol, or you're going to be save one bullet for yourself, sort of thing.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty wild over here. People living in huts and stuff, making houses out of fucking plywood and bits of cars, all kinds,
By choice, or is it just the culture there, the poverty level, or what's the reason that they live like that?
Poverty level. It's expats make a lot of money here. Local guys make like some of my guys are on equates to about $3.50 Australian an hour or less. Really bad. So
wow.
It's a lot of high poverty, a lot of crime. In certain areas are worse. It's certain areas you wouldn't go to. You'd probably end up getting bush knifed, which is machete. It was spear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's probably more prevalent outside of like touristy areas, etc. Right? I imagine they lock those areas.
Yeah, up in the Highlands is probably the worst. That's the real tough people up there, and there's a lot of family fights going on, clan wars, sort of thing. Retribution after retribution never ends. There's lots of killings.
Hatfields and the McCoys PNG edition.
That was a good series too, man.
Yeah. This is just some real.
That was Kevin Costner there, wasn't it?
Going on. Yeah, well, it's still going on today. They're literally, those same family feuds today going on, which is pretty insane.
It is. No peace, just quarrels, constant. Well, that's it. Retribution, man. People will never stop if there's retribution after retribution. It's crazy.
Where did that happen? Like Virginia or something?
Yeah, like West Virginia, I think, is a big area for it. Yeah, which is an interesting state.
Definitely enjoyed the series.
Oh yeah, fun to watch.
It was Kevin Costner, eh? Oh no, it's Bill Paxton or whatever it was, old mate that died from freaking alien movies.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm not real good with actors' names, and for some reason,
I'm a total movie buff.
Yeah, my brain goes, I don't know these people, I never will, and I don't care about them, so I really don't care what their name is. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's it. So would you guys ever play War Dragons again? We're done. It's not the same anymore, I don't think.
No, I miss the days where, honestly, in the beginning, before they made the changes, the seven flame crap, when you could come in with a hunter and, as fragile as like a crystal vase, right? And you'd come in and just, cloak your way through, disable all the towers, and then, someone would come through behind you and do cleanup. That to me
Yeah,
took,
like Necrix.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
one of my favorite dragons.
yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, my favorite dragon of all time was Neptus. Man, that thing was just insane. But, at least for the time.
Invoker, that's the one I was thinking of. Invokers, they
Oh,
were different.
invokers, yeah. I never liked those things. There's something about the, three shots of the fourth shots are super, and then
Yeah,
you just wait. You're just like,
yeah, exactly. You're in danger zone. Don't muck it up or you're in trouble.
I'm
My
me.
top three were Necrix. I was a Necrix god. And then I loved Snow. It was pretty good. So
Oh,
top
yeah.
four, actually. Ronan was one of my all-time favorites. Ronan was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good, especially
Oh,
the
Ronan.
50% attack increase on there. You could just destroy a whole island in like 2 hits. And then
Yep.
Zul, I really like Zul. Zul was the last hunter I flew before I quit, and I pretty much perfected Zul.
Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, I miss those days. I really do. There's a lot about it that I do miss. But there's just so much that I look at and I see still in the same frustrations. You know what I mean? It's like here we are, 6, 7 years later for me anyway.
Yeah,
And you see it's the same events, it's the same base layout, it's the same basic dragons and spells, and it's
yeah.
just a grind,
Just
and
trying to
the
get your
thing.
castle to get your rewards and can't even hold on to them because you're just getting like attacked 24/7. No one they call you a bitch for giving up a castle, but it's like until you've been hit for 24/7 for days and days on end, or hit on Christmas all freaking day when you're trying to
Oh,
enjoy a Christmas event or whatever. Like mentally, it does mentally grind on you. You're like, come on, guys, like fuck off. It's like give us one day where you're not going to be an asshole.
yeah, for sure.
How's the
Uh,
podcast been going anyway?
It's been good, I think. What do you think, LX?
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's taken shape. It's got to grown legs a little bit and take off, but I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you've got some
Yeah,
pretty good lineups, man. There's some good people on already.
yeah,
There's
for
plenty of people
sure.
want to join and do it, so why not?
Yeah, no, we've definitely got a lot of interest in it, and people seem to really enjoy it, which is great, right? Um, you know, uh, uh, it, scheduling is a tough one, right? Especially like for
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
right? It's 11 p.m. for you, 9 a.m. for us for a start. So it's kind of like, well, we only have
yeah.
like this zero window of opportunity, and so we just got to kind of get on and take it. So, but in
Well, I had a
general,
bit of a nan nap after the beach today, so that kind of helped.
oh, nice, yeah.
I was crashed out for a few hours, woke up, there's a massive thunderstorm going on. I was like, holy shit.
Well, did you get inside before you napped?
Did I go inside?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I napped inside just to avoid the mosquitoes, man. I don't want malaria again.
Well, I know there's
Again.
been a few times where you've woken up outside and the mozzies
Yeah,
have kind of taken liking to
I
you.
not so much lately, but my first few swings here, I once we're trying to get the camping chairs out here, I crashed outside quite a bit, and like some guards have like not met. We got like guards here, so they're like, "Hey, sir, go to bed." I'm like, "Hey, fuck off." And then I wake up. First, I woke up. It was like no mosquito spray on. It's got smashed. With like 30 mosquito bites on me. But the malaria I
Oh,
got wasn't even from PNG. It was from Solomon Islands. So didn't even get it in this place. But yeah, malaria is pretty rampant.
oh, really? Yeah, that's got to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's my first swing over here. They sent me to the Solomon Islands to this nickel mine we worked at. which was crazy. It was like this little small island, and they designed it really bad. So the camp is like in the heart of the mine. So all night you just got like an aircon on the bed, and pretty hoary setup. And all night you just hear all the dozers and trucks and stuff going past you because it's like you're right in the middle of the mine. It was pretty bad. Chicks washing your clothes out in the river on a bloody stone. That was different.
Wow. That is different. So what do you do in the mining industry?
I work logistics, so basically I get shit from A to B. So I'm a support person for the mines. Anytime the machine breaks down, I pretty much focus on the equipment that's down, getting it back in operation, make revenue.
Awesome. That's got to be a bit challenging. I imagine working with some of that equipment. It's gigantic.
Yeah, we got machines from Italy, China, and UK, and so it can be pretty challenging, especially if FX, different currencies, getting parts, and then lead times, getting them to Papua New Guinea, and which is pretty remote. Can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, it's got to be kind of a huge challenge getting heavy equipment off of a boat onto an island.
That's the easy part. It's getting the equipment. You got to have the cash flow to buy it, man. It costs you hundreds of thousands.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we, out here, it's tractors for us, right? And looking at some of these tractors and they're, over $1 million for a tractor. And you're just like, wow,
Exactly.
I mean, it really puts
when
into
you're running a machine.
Yeah. And it really puts into perspective, what farmers have to lay out to be able to produce food, and stuff like that. Same thing with mining, right? People don't really realize. Yeah, and they don't really realize how prolific these metals are. Like, I don't care about that. Well, you do, right? It's in your equipment, it's in your electronics, it's in, aviation and global positioning stuff and everywhere else, right? Gold is used for a heck of a lot more than just currency and jewelry, right? So.
And it's expensive to repair machines. It costs a bloody fortune.
Yeah, I imagine so. Imagine hydraulic lines on those things aren't any fun to deal with.
Not
either.
As bad as when working for a gold mine direct though, and it's like ordering parts for the metal or something. You get like a trunnion bearing that's like 150,000 AUD. Get a fly from China or somewhere. It's where it gets a bit crazy.
Wow, for a bearing.
Yeah.
LX, I don't think you have the tools for this. What do you think?
Pull one out, it's rusted. You're like, oh, I got to buy another one.
No, biggest stuff I've got 1 inch drive. That's the biggest I got. That probably is not going to handle that.
What's that? A bit of gold?
Yeah.
You look for a bit of gold, Alex?
No, I'm good.
Just he likes to wrench on stuff, I think.
I like it over here though. It's different culture, different people. So when I work over here, even though I get a bit, I don't like my long swings and always being a sucker to work back extra than I want to. The culture and the people here are pretty cool, so I kind of feel like I'm on holiday when I'm here. So it goes really quick.
Yeah, and you got didn't you get I don't know, some like induction into like some tribe or something like that or whatever?
Yeah, my son that I have up in the Highlands, I did the naming ceremony, so I donated. Like I'm supposed to attend as the father, but I did a acceptable contribution, so I contributed like a expensive pig, veggies, and then some money for the boy, and that was accepted by the families. So
yeah, that was some pretty cool stuff. The photos you sent into the chat group online was pretty.
Yeah, different world, man.
Yeah, pretty cool. And those people, they all seem like really cool people. Are those the same people that'll like chop your head off with a bush knife? Or
yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to go up there. I haven't got a pistol, so I'm like, fuck. I might go up there and not come back.
Yeah. What do you think, LX? You want to go out?
The stories of the expats that have been chopped up, but yeah, it's not pretty.
Do I want to go out there?
Yeah. Go befriend a tribe and become. I mean, hey, we have beards. We might become chiefs or something.
I'm good to stay at home most of the time. I'm
Safety of your home.
I'm a terrible traveler.
Yeah, you're not big on traveling?
No, not at all. No, it took me like 7 years to finally feel comfortable visiting Havok a few states away.
Yeah. I suppose that's still a bit of a drive. You drive there or you fly?
Yeah. No, we drive there. It's about 500 miles from my house.
Yeah, right. It's not bad.
It's not a terrible trip. Others drive farther, but
yeah, Yukon.
Yeah, I've heard the legendary parties at Havok's. They sound pretty good. I'd wake up in the paddock, I reckon.
You could
Get
if you want to.
by a freaking llama or something.
No llamas, but you probably have 5 dogs cozying up to you pretty quickly, and they're all right. really, really big.
I'm a dog person.
Yeah, I think our smallest.
How many dogs you have?
Well, so we have. The livestock guardian crew is 4 Great Pyrenees and an English Mastiff, and the lightest one is our female Pyrenees, and she's about 110 pounds, and then it just goes up. The Mastiff is about 170 pounds.
Their heads are about that big.
Yeah,
they're gigantic.
You'd end up I'm going to be your friend.
Oh, they would definitely want to be your friend if you were laying in there with them.
I'm a sucker for dogs. I don't care what dog it is anymore. Like, I've become an animal person more over the years, and birds, dogs, whatever.
The goats are pretty friendly too.
Chihuahuas there. Oh yeah, goats are pretty cool, man. They're crazy bastards.
Yeah, we actually put pool noodles on their horns one year for alpaca. They weren't a big fan of that, but it was really funny, man. They were trying to run away from the pool noodles, flapping behind them and stuff. It was hilarious.
Would shit themselves.
Well,
that would have been pretty funny.
They were probably pretty.
Yeah, if I had some my own property like a block, I would definitely have some goats. They are just good value, I reckon. It's funny, especially those fainting goats, man. There's like, meh, just fall over. Give them a fright, and next minute, poof.
Yeah, people keep suggesting we get those, and I have no interest in those things, man.
Yeah. And the ones you don't really want is the billy goats, so they stink, man.
Oh, I want nothing to do with the billy either. We'll, if we breed goats, we'll take them off property to someone that has a billy goat. They're just too insane, and the smell is beyond. It's disgusting. It really is.
They're definitely easy to hunt because you can smell them.
Oh yeah, you can smell those things from a long ways away. They
taste better than they smell, though.
They do. Goat is actually really good. Like a goat neck stew. The curry and stuff.
Right, a lot of Indian curries, goat in there.
Yep, it's fantastic. Really good stuff. But I have no interest in a billy. Just stink. Too much stink. And
alpha goat.
Mm-hmm.
The A&D of goats.
Right. Little dread goat. We need a dread goat.
I hear A&D are still rocking War Dragons, doing their same bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I imagine so. There's always going to be a top team, no matter where you are. You know what I mean?
I don't want to know what the D1 listing is now. It would be hideous.
Someone sent a snapshot of it the other day, and it kind of blew my mind because honestly, there's some teams there that would have never been there back in the day. Just not a chance. Not a chance.
Be knocked down the plat one or whatever. It's just roared like 3 times, 4 or 5 times in a row. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and looking at the Atlas map, even right before I left, man, there were just, T5s and T4s everywhere, like empty castle. Nobody wants them. Once you start
struggle with T5s. It was so nice having T5s, but we were never allowed to keep them very long.
Well, yeah, and when you're looking at like 12-hour cooldown, it's just kind of like, who wants to deal with that? It's, and like you said, Christmas, right? I mean, with for at least for us, and we weren't in D1, right? We weren't trying to hold a T5, but when Christmas came around, it was always a big concern, Christmas, Thanksgiving, major holidays, because, national teams, they're, they may not be celebrating things that we are, like Thanksgiving was a big one, and we would just get pummeled during those times. And it was, and trying to get
we could
people.
hold them. It just depended how many troops we wanted to sacrifice. And at the end of the day, it's like when morale's low and people are just chewing through their troops, you have to get to that point where you go, well, this castle is not worth it. Like, people are getting depressed, and it's not fair to have people just chew through their troops they've been working hard to build up. So we cut a lot of castles. We got cool bitches a lot for it, but we never really gave a fuck about castles. We just we'd play for fun. We normally lived on level 2s and 3 castles. 5s are just a bonus.
Same with LX. I mean, your team was pretty much just T2s and T3s, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They do the job, man. You don't get the higher rewards, but you got a castle and you're getting what you get.
Well, they kind of had the nukes, right? So nobody really, once you get to that position, you might get people that are like, okay, you know what? No, screw this. I'm going for it. And then that changes like real quick. Like all of a sudden you're like, okay, wait. I made a mistake. I didn't mean to.
That happened a few times.
We did have quite a lot of spiteful players on Dragon Force too. Some that were really good. And we just target the same team and just fucking smash them every day. It was good fun.
Oh yeah. Well, Yukon's, at least for me, watching her fly was an awesome deal. Especially when she had a dragon that she really liked. It was, she amazing flyer in my opinion.
Yeah, her favorite was Snow. She was a big Snow fan, and Necrix. I think she was a big Necrix fan. But then you go do all the work with Necrix, and some noob would come behind you and unsand everything, and you're like, "Hey, like one job, bro."
You get
what
your
are you doing?
Your backer comes in with a sorcerer, and you're like,
you're like, oh warrior, just hits everything. You're like, man, what are you doing? One job, bro.
She liked that dragon a lot. She was really looking for. I guess Pocket Gems made a Nocturne pin at one point, like a lapel pin. And she was looking all over the place, and I tried to look on eBay and pull out. I couldn't find one, but if anybody has one out there, let us know.
Send it to Yukon. She will love it.
That would make her year probably.
Yeah, no doubt. If you happen to have one, leave a comment. We'll do need to arrange a transfer that is fair and equitable for everyone.
I could trade you for another War Dragon pin that I'm sure you would like. Limited edition.
Very limited edition.
Nice.
I have a Dodo plushie.
I did love the Dread avatar with the scythe.
That turned out really good.
So badass, man. Was that like a dual design thing that you guys submitted that you wanted to have?
I as horrible as it sounds, I remember the artist. I don't remember his name, but somebody made that. It was Pocket Gems didn't make that, but it was submitted.
Oh, nice. That was kick-ass, man. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was that was one of the things I always wanted. Well, I always wanted to be on Dread, but to be honest with you, it was like one of those things I wanted to, but I would have never done it because I couldn't.
I was the same. I wanted to, but then I was like, it's too easy to. I fought the battle of getting my ass kicked every fucking day, but and I wanted to be on Royal Road, but being in Royal Road 5TA was good enough for me. Obviously, it wasn't a heyday, but it was at the end, and that was pretty cool. At least I made that, and Iggy was still leader at the time, so that was good. I was like, at least I've accomplished something for my team. Now we're in Royal Road 5TA, we're fighting Dread. Yeah, getting raped, but it's fun. We still killed a few. Oh, technical error there.
Yeah, that's all right.
There goes the phone. It's balanced on a mosquito trap that's quite shitty set up. There you go.
It's kind of interesting. Like once the big teams, kind of moved on, like it creates a vacuum, and what comes along to fill that vacuum. You were talking about the teams you never thought would be up in D1, but they managed to get up there.
Exactly. Like back when they had the portals, when you portal around, like that's when we sort of first started playing, and we were just like in the white zone, man, like fucking hanging for some land. And we actually brought castles off the Empire, and they were our protectors for like a good year. They come look after us in Taiwan Wonder. We joined, I think, an Empire raid and attacked Taiwan Wonder, and they retaliated on us and just fucking took all that shit. And Empire helped us out. So it's funny because like we were neutral then, we didn't really know the game, but like we were sort of being helped out by Dreadside at the time. And then it's just this, so many alliances and shit. You get into the game and join one, and once you join something, it's like you normally end up staying on that.
What year did you begin playing? I don't remember what you said.
I couldn't tell you, man. I don't remember. I think I must have played for like 6 years.
Oh, okay. Because I know the game actually was available in Australia before it was available in the States. It was under a different name. It was like Dragon Attack Strategy before it was War Dragons.
It was War Dragons then, but it was right when there was portals going on and rushes and real tough getting land by the guys living in the white zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the very beginning of Atlas with the ships sailing around. You had to create a portal somewhere unless you wanted to spend a week trying to get.
I hope not. I hope you don't port in the wrong place and be like, oh, shit. Fuck.
Oops. And portal opens up.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
Portal opens up next to Dread's T5, and you're like, crap.
I don't want to be here. You get caught in the portal. You get locked. Pretty sure you got locked in there too. You couldn't leave. So you're like stuck there for like a while. It's like a time ban on it or something.
Yeah, I never actually. I wasn't in the first release of Atlas. I was in the second release, so I didn't get to experience all that. But I saw some videos on it, and I've heard a lot of players talk about it, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think second release was when they did a big land grab.
Yeah,
we got a whole heap of castles next to Allegheny, and we made Allegheny the fucking hunting zone. That was that actually came from Dragon Force. Like that was our training ground, and then it became like massive thing Allegheny because we had a whole range of castles, and we brought on like that's when you could have a 5TA. So we brought on 4 new teams. We had a couple of Diamond Royal Road players, and we basically just protected them, took all the front castles, and developed them as teams, and then sort of spanned off from there.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure Allegheny's probably still going. Who knows? That was a crazy place.
It is, but it's kind of frowned upon anymore.
Yeah,
really.
Of course. Back in the day, it was all right, but now it's just an easy way to waste your troops.
Exactly, for low glory, waste of troops, etc. And the other thing is it's used at least in some teams. I don't know if it's prolific, but in some of the lower league teams, a lot of people just log on and dump a prim out on Allegheny, just to get points.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part is, sometimes there's attacks going on and people just log on, dump their prim on Allegheny, and then bounce, and you're like, dude, you could have put it on our castle. Maybe try and help.
I quite enjoyed that area though. It was our first real major land ownage, and we got like threatened by Russian teams, and there was like 8 or 10 Russian teams that decided to come and try and conquer us. That was when Royal Road and Dread were like prolific, and we just had like a couple of mates on Royal Road come and just hang out at our castle, and that was enough to a lot of teams from fucking with us. It was pretty cool, but we did end up having a massive war with the Russians and managed to actually fight them off and keep our land. That was pretty cool. Got some support from D1 teams. We were like low, probably plat. Maybe not plat. Would have been sapphire at that point.
Yeah, that was always nice. I remember we got kind of hammered on a T4 and Pale Horse Rider was right next to us, right? So we're sitting there and they coming over and hammering on us, and we're like, oh, help. Next thing you know, jail.
We always appreciated that. That was like big thing for me as a leader, was like supporting lower league teams, just to show that there was, people that gave a shit in Diamond. So we'd always come out and help lower league teams that were friends of ours and support them, and they'd be like always super appreciative.
Oh yeah, we were
fucking high level guys rocking.
I think I still have a screenshot of it. JL's Taunter shows up on our castle, and next thing you know, Pale Horse just decided, we're not that interested anymore.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was cool. That made it fun. Things like that made it pretty fun, that sort of morale you could get.
Yeah, for sure. That camaraderie, the brotherhood, that, for lack better word, really was what, I think that's one thing, PG and War Dragons in particular really did very well, was building up that team spirit, that team camaraderie, and really getting, I think part of it was organic, but really kind of bringing the community together, having a forum. Like that was the first game that I had ever been on that had an active, actual forum.
Yeah, I got perma-banned from that. They permanently banned me from the War Dragons. What was it? The War Dragons 4 got perma-banned.
Yeah, same here.
Something.
Same. I actually, there was a big, hullabaloo going on, and at one point, someone said, guys, you all have to stop. The next person, whatever. And they must have been while I was getting my thing ready, and so they posted it, and then I posted right after that, and it was a meme, that meme with the Asian guy, and he's like, emotional damage.
Yeah.
I posted that meme, and the next thing you know, permabanned. I was
technically it's not a perma ban. I mean, you can come back. Like, you just have to wait out
really?
you have to wait out the time.
Well, I mean,
I had a message from bloody. Well, I gave out to bloody the Pocket Gems and Creative section, and it was like a senior mailer saying like you've been permabanned from freaking chat. But I didn't know there was a waiting time.
Like 1,000 years or something.
Some of the threads. Only 1,000 years. They rubbed that genie bottle.
Yeah.
Right. Actually perma-banned me. I was just straight out banned. There was no date on it. Yeah, no date whatsoever. Now Panda got a 1,000 year ban.
Panda, the 1-inch cock man. I remember that with Panda jokes. I've seen too many photos of Panda.
Oh yeah. Never.
I feel left out now. I didn't get any bans. I feel a little shafted here.
You're just
you gotta go harder, man. I just gotta swear at PG and tell them they're a bunch of fucking pussies.
Or say, I mean, who knows?
I tried my best. I guess it wasn't good enough.
I would have loved to have gone to one of the summits, man. Would have been great.
Me too.
I would have run amok.
Oh, it was a blast.
They fly out there and everything.
Yeah, it was a blast. They did that right. It was really a fun time. It was a great experience meeting players from all sorts of different teams, and getting the opportunity to engage and interact with the developers and the project managers, product managers, and all of that stuff was, and community managers as well. It was really, really awesome. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it one more time. If anyone has stayed in contact with Crisis from that team, please drop a note or ping me online or LX and let us know, because I'd love to get her on and have a chat and talk. And obviously we won't cross any NDA boundaries or any stuff like that, but would love to get her on. And
speaking of, we have new emails that we can drop out that people can contact us.
Nice.
This is true.
Should try and get Gabby on here from RR. She was cool.
Yeah, Havok at spacetomatoes.net and LX at spacetomatoes.net. And if you got any of that information, we'd be glad to hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. Drop us a line. All right, Sheep.
Bring in the old talent.
We're getting close to about wrapping it up. I usually go through this one thing. So, one person only. Who would you give a shout out to in the War Dragons community?
Who would I give a shout out to? I'll probably give a shout out to Gabby. She was really cool, helped me out a lot. I enjoyed flying with her on Royal Road, well, in the TA for Royal Road. So yeah, cheers, Gabby.
All right, man, that's awesome. Anything else you wanna drop here? Anything going on with you? Anything exciting, new, interesting?
I'm just slaving at work, man. Go do 11-week swing. I'm over it. Help! Get me out of here, bro.
Yeah,
Get me up, Scotty.
Some people would be sitting there looking at like there's we have mines here, but they're landlocked, like in the middle of Utah or something. I bet they'd probably trade. They'd be like, "Yeah, I'll trade you. You come out here into the middle of the nowhereville, and I'll go live on a tropical island for a while."
And if any of my ex-Dragon Force 101 players are watching this when it's posted, fucking love you guys. Best team I was ever on.
That's awesome, man. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for another Space Tomatoes podcast. If you like the episode, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. And please, as always, leave a comment. Tell us what you'd like to see. Who do you like to see on the show? What you enjoyed. And, if we just completely messed everything up and you hate us, yeah, leave a comment. We'll reply to that as well. Why not? Wherever you are, I hope you have an amazing and wonderful day. And peace.
Thanks for being on. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody.